Chapter 1: Awakening. In the bustling city of New Haven, amidst the towering skyscrapers and the constant hum of activity, stood Alex Ramirez. He was an ordinary guy, or at least he thought he was. Just your average Joe, working a 9-to-5 job at a tech company, trying to make ends meet in a world that seemed to move faster every day. But today was different. Today, as he sat at his desk, staring at the glowing screen of his computer, something inside him stirred. It was like a whisper in the back of his mind, a feeling he couldn't quite shake. Rubbing his temples, Alex tried to push the sensation away, to focus on the task at hand. But it was no use. The feeling only grew stronger, pulsing through him like an electric current. With a sigh, he pushed back from his desk and stood up, the chair squeaking in protest. Maybe a walk would help clear his head, he thought. Stepping out into the crisp autumn air, Alex found himself wandering aimlessly through the crowded streets. His thoughts were a jumble of confusion and uncertainty, his senses heightened as if he were seeing the world with new eyes. And then, as if guided by some unseen force, he found himself standing in front of a nondescript building, its facade weathered and worn. Above the entrance, a faded sign read, "The Institute for Genetic Advancement." Curiosity piqued, Alex pushed open the heavy door and stepped inside. The air was cool and sterile, the sound of machinery humming in the background. "Can I help you?" a voice called out from behind a reception desk. Startled, Alex turned to see a young woman with piercing blue eyes studying him curiously. "I'm not sure," he replied, his voice barely a whisper. I think I'm looking for answers." The woman nodded, a knowing smile playing at the corners of her lips. "Follow me," she said, leading him down a labyrinth of corridors until they reached a door marked Genetics Lab. As they stepped inside, Alex's breath caught in his throat. Rows of scientists hunched over microscopes, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of screens. And then, at the center of it all, stood a man with a shock of white hair and a gleam in his eye. "Welcome," he said, his voice carrying across the room. "You're just in time." Chapter 2: Revelation. Alex stood in the genetics lab, feeling a mix of apprehension and excitement swirling within him. The man with the shock of white hair regarded him with a knowing smile, as if he had been expecting Alex's arrival. "Who are you?" Alex asked, his voice betraying a hint of nervousness. The man chuckled softly. "I am Dr. Marcus Reed, head of research here at the Institute for Genetic Advancement. And you, my friend, are about to discover something extraordinary." Alex's pulse quickened as Dr. Reed gestured toward a sleek workstation at the center of the lab. On the screen, a strand of DNA was displayed, its intricate code scrolling by in a mesmerizing dance of letters and numbers. "This," Dr. Reed said, tapping the screen, "is the key to unlocking humanity's next stage of evolution." Alex felt a surge of disbelief. Evolution? Was Dr. Reed suggesting that humanity was on the brink of a fundamental transformation? But how? Alex asked, his mind racing with questions. "And why me?" Dr. Reed's smile widened. "You see, Alex, you are not just an ordinary man. You possess a genetic anomaly, a marker that sets you apart from the rest of humanity." Alex's heart pounded in his chest. He had always felt different somehow, but he had never imagined that it was because of something encoded in his very DNA. "But what does it mean?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. Dr. Reed's eyes sparkled with excitement. "It means that you, and others like you, have the potential to evolve beyond the limits of ordinary human beings, to unlock abilities that have lain dormant within our genetic code for millennia." Alex's head spun with the implications of Dr. Reed's words. Enhanced intelligence, increased strength, perhaps even powers beyond imagination. It was almost too much to comprehend. "But why me?" he asked again, his voice tinged with uncertainty. Dr. Reed placed a reassuring hand on Alex's shoulder. Because, my friend, you have been chosen. Chosen to lead humanity into a new era of discovery and enlightenment. Chosen to be one of the first to embrace our true potential. Alex's mind raced with possibilities. This was it, the moment he had been waiting for without even knowing it. The chance to become something more than he ever thought possible. Taking a deep breath, he squared his shoulders and met Dr. Reed's gaze with determination. Then let's get started, he said, his voice steady despite the turmoil within. I'm ready to embrace whatever comes next. Chapter 3. Training. In the weeks that followed, Alex immersed himself in a whirlwind of training and discovery at the Institute for Genetic Advancement. Under Dr. Reed's guidance, he delved into the depths of his genetic potential, pushing himself to new limits with each passing day. The training regimen was intense, pushing Alex's mind and body to their breaking points and beyond. He spent countless hours in the gym, honing his strength and agility to levels he had never thought possible. He delved into the mysteries of the human mind, unlocking hidden reserves of intelligence and creativity that he had never known he possessed. But it wasn't just physical and mental training that occupied Alex's time. Dr. Reed introduced him to a network of others like him, individuals who shared the same genetic anomaly and the same burning desire to explore the limits of their potential. Together, they formed a tight-knit community, bound together by a sense of purpose and camaraderie. They trained together, learned together, and grew together, each one pushing the other to new heights of achievement. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks turned into months, Alex felt himself changing in ways he had never thought possible. His senses became sharper, his reflexes faster, his mind more agile than ever before. But with each new discovery came a new challenge. The power within him was raw and untamed, a force that threatened to consume him if he did not learn to control it. And so, under Dr. Reed's guidance, Alex delved into the ancient arts of meditation and mindfulness, learning to quiet the storm within and harness his newfound abilities with precision and finesse. It was not an easy journey. There were setbacks and failures, moments of doubt and frustration. But through it all, Alex persevered, fueled by a burning determination to unlock the full potential of his genetic legacy. And as he stood on the brink of a new dawn, surrounded by friends and mentors who had become like family to him, Alex knew that he was ready. Ready to embrace his destiny, ready to take the next step on humanity's evolutionary journey. Chapter 4. Evolution. As Alex continued his training at the Institute for Genetic Advancement, whispers began to spread throughout the scientific community about the remarkable progress being made within its walls. Rumors of extraordinary feats performed by individuals like Alex fueled speculation and intrigue, drawing attention from around the world. Meanwhile, Alex himself felt a sense of anticipation building within him, a feeling that he was on the verge of something momentous. Each day brought new challenges and revelations, pushing him to explore the depths of his abilities and the limits of his potential. Then, one fateful day it happened. Alex was in the midst of a meditation session, his mind clear and focused, when he felt a surge of energy coursing through his veins. It was like nothing he had ever experienced before, a primal force awakening within him and demanding to be unleashed. With a gasp, Alex opened his eyes and found himself surrounded by a swirling vortex of energy, crackling with power and radiating with intensity. He could feel the very fabric of reality bending and shifting around him, as if responding to his newfound strength. For a moment, he was filled with awe and wonder, marveling at the raw power he now wielded. But then, a voice echoed in the depths of his mind, urging him to focus, to control the chaos before it consumed him. With a deep breath, Alex centered himself, drawing upon the years of training and discipline instilled in him by Dr. Reed and his fellow genetic anomalies. Slowly, he reached out with his mind, shaping the energy around him into a coherent form. And then, with a flick of his wrist, he unleashed it. A wave of energy surged forth from Alex's outstretched hand, rippling through the air like a shockwave and leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Buildings crumbled, trees splintered, and the very ground trembled beneath his feet. But even as chaos reigned around him, Alex felt a sense of calm wash over him. For in that moment, he knew that he had achieved something truly extraordinary. He had tapped into the primal forces of creation itself, becoming a living conduit for the power of evolution. And as he stood amidst the wreckage of his surroundings, surrounded by the stunned faces of his fellow anomalies and the astonished onlookers beyond, Alex knew that this was only the beginning. For he was no longer just a man, but something more. Something greater. And with his newfound abilities, he would lead humanity into a future beyond imagination. Chapter 5: Ascension. In the aftermath of Alex's awakening, the world was forever changed. News of his incredible display of power spread like wildfire, capturing the attention and imagination of people across the globe. Some hailed him as a hero, a beacon of hope in a world filled with uncertainty. Others feared him, seeing in his abilities a threat to the very fabric of society. But amidst the chaos and confusion, one thing remained clear: humanity stood at a crossroads, on the brink of a new era of evolution and enlightenment. As Alex grappled with the enormity of his newfound abilities, he found himself thrust into the spotlight, hailed as a symbol of humanity's potential. But even as he embraced his role as a leader and mentor to his fellow anomalies, he never lost sight of the responsibility that came with his power. Under his guidance, the Institute for Genetic Advancement became a beacon of progress and innovation, a haven for those seeking to unlock the mysteries of their own genetic potential. Together, they delved into the depths of human consciousness, pushing the boundaries of science and exploration in ways that had once been thought impossible. But with each new discovery came new challenges and dangers. As the world watched in awe, rival factions vied for control of the technology and knowledge that Alex and his allies possessed, seeking to harness it for their own selfish ends. Yet through it all, Alex remained steadfast in his commitment to humanity's greater good. With the support of his friends and allies, he fought tirelessly to protect the Institute and its mission from those who would seek to exploit it. And as the years passed, humanity continued to evolve and adapt, guided by the vision of a future where all were free to reach their full potential. It was a future filled with hope and possibility, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the human race. And at the forefront of it all stood Alex Ramirez, a man who had dared to dream of a world where anything was possible, and who had dedicated his life to making that dream a reality. For in the end, it was not the power of his abilities that defined him, but the strength of his conviction and the depth of his humanity. And with each passing day, he led humanity ever closer to the stars, forging a legacy that would endure for generations to come. Epilogue: Among the Stars. Years passed, and the world continued to change. The Institute for Genetic Advancement flourished, becoming a hub of innovation and discovery that attracted the brightest minds from around the globe. Under Alex's leadership, humanity made unprecedented strides in understanding the mysteries of genetics and unlocking the full potential of the human genome. But amidst the progress and prosperity, challenges remained. The world was still a place of turmoil and uncertainty, with conflicts raging and inequalities persisting. Yet, even in the face of adversity, hope endured. For Alex Ramirez had shown humanity what was possible when we dared to dream and work together toward a common goal. His legacy lived on in the countless lives he had touched, in the minds he had inspired, and in the hearts he had filled with hope. And as humanity looked to the stars, dreaming of a future filled with endless possibilities, they knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, united in their shared quest for knowledge, progress, and understanding. For in the end, it was not the power of our abilities that defined us, but the strength of our humanity and the depths of our compassion. And with each step forward, humanity moved ever closer to realizing its true potential and fulfilling its destiny among the stars.